Now before I start, just a heads up, there will be spoilers for both Gameoverse and RWBY. Mostly RWBY, though I'm sure everyone's seen Gameoverse by now, so sorry in advance. Okay, so I watched the pilot for Gameoverse a while back, and I can honestly say I liked it a lot. Yeah, it really had a lot going on for an animated pilot, but the concept is still really cool. A universe where the hero of a video game defeats their final boss, their whole world explodes, and a group of space rogues from destroyed games go from planet to planet trying to stop their heroes from winning. I say with a premise like that, there's a lot of potential for a full series. Every episode can be set in a different game world. Oh yeah, and this show has fan art. A lot of fan art. Up the wazoo! Glitch Productions has once again released another banger, and they certainly aren't showing signs of slowing down anytime soon. In fact, it's already beating the Amazing Digital Circus in viewership, which previously held that record, which even then released the series finale in theaters, and it's making bank at the box office. Anyways, the creator of Gameoverse, Rubber Ross, has finally reached a decades-long journey after struggling to get his pilot off the ground, and that's something to be proud of. Starting off as silly little animated shorts in 2009, Gameoverse has evolved a lot over time. Gobbles and Flappers were mainstays in the series, and I love how they turned out in the newer version. Kit wasn't even a character until 2016, and her design has stayed consistent over time.
I can see why people like her so much.
Find out who the hero is, or the villain of this game world, since the syntax are here.
They're after us, Gobbles.
Just look at the statement from Ross himself. This has been his passion project for countless years already, and he's such a great animator with a bunch of really great projects under his belt. It's really amazing to see how much Gameoverse skyrocketed in viewership. I just don't know how Glitch does it. I'll admit, it took me a while to watch the Gameoverse pilot on my own terms, but a few pals on Discord really wanted to see my reaction to it. Why? Well, at the end of the pilot, there's this. Dedicated to Monty Oum. Keep moving forward. And it really hit me hard. Allow me to elaborate. Monty Oum was an animator known for his really elaborate and fast-paced combat animations and crossover stuff like Dead Fantasy and Haloid, as well as some of his animation work on the Afro Samurai video game and Red vs. Blue. But more famously, he was known as the creator of the anime-esque animated series RWBY, which first aired in 2013. And since its inception, it has become a massive phenomenon for its time, and it has garnered a passionate and everlasting fanbase. Imagine getting booped by your own creation, and there's so much content from this series to check out too. Whether you love it or hate it, one thing was for certain. It is a show that I hold dear to my heart, as it was a massive inspiration for me as an artist. A colorful cast of characters with badass weapons and some even badass action scenes and a lot of heart in between and a lot of creative world building. I can't express enough how much RWBY changed my life. Though sadly, Monty passed away in 2015 at the young age of 33 before the third volume of RWBY aired on its original home channel, Rooster Teeth. Looking back at a Tumblr blog post Ross posted when Monty died, they were actually really good friends. Monty was finishing up on Red vs. Blue and shared what would become RWBY with him before he pitched it to Rooster Teeth, and by the time the series aired, he encouraged him to try and get a new version of Gameoverse rolling out. And reading this whole post really hit me hard. I've been a RWBY fan for many years, for over a decade at this point, and I actually never knew how close Monty and Ross were, and you can see how his death impacted Ross so much. And fast forward a few years later, and Gameoverse is now getting officially platformed on Glitch. That's quite the story there. I started watching RWBY when Volume 3 rolled around, and I knew about Monty's passing, so I never got to see what he was like when he was alive, but his impact can still be felt. Now, how does Monty's legacy relate back to Gameoverse? Well, we gotta go back to his motto, keep moving forward. Yeah, I know that was also a motto from Walt Disney too, but this video is about Monty. Not only does it reflect Ross's journey to create the pilot, but it's also in the pilot story itself. Kit has been suffering from trauma following the loss of her world, and she's been going from planet to planet with her companions Caboodle and Gobbles to prevent other worlds from being destroyed, and after once again failing to stop Flappers from defeating his villain and letting his world explode, they pretty much take another loss. And as of right now, all there is of Gameoverse is just a pilot. And what will happen in the next episode once the series gets greenlit? We'll just have to wait. So yeah, in a nutshell, Kit, Caboodle, and the Farcade will keep moving forward, trying to save as many game rules as they can. While I did feel they tried to cram in a little too much for the pilot, I still enjoyed it. I still have so many questions that have yet to be answered, like why are the worlds exploding after the hero wins? Who's the Sephiroth-like character Kit sees in her flashback? And why is this villain so hot? That leaves a whole lot of potential for future episodes of the series, and I can't wait to see more. It's also worth mentioning that if you pause at the right time when Kit fires her cannons to escape Flapper's world, you can see both keep moving forward in the impact frame, as well as Monty's signature, which can also be seen in Ruby. Speaking of Ruby, in Volume 3, Episode 4, there is this clip.
Just remember that you've still got a long way to go. And don't think for a second that graduating means you're done. Every day out there is worth a week in this place. You two, you're gonna go far. But only if you keep learning. If you never stop moving forward.
Oh, and this is where I dive deep into Ruby spoilers, so you might want to skip to the time frame on screen if you don't want to be spoiled. Alright, starting now. The first instance of keep moving forward spoken in the series, and will come to be one of the main themes of Ruby as it is very hope punk with its story. Which means that even when things go bad, there's always a bit of hope to look up to reassure everyone that things will be alright. When Team Ruby graduates from Beacon, they will become defenders of the world, the heroes that they were meant to be. But sadly, their time at Beacon Academy was cut short near the end of Volume 3, and they suffered several losses that severely impacted them for the rest of the story so far. But from reaching their lowest point at that time, they went their separate ways and went on their own personal journeys throughout Volume 4 before reuniting in the next season. And it's been a recurring theme throughout the series all the way up to Volume 9. I could talk more about Ruby, but I'll save all that for when I do a multi-hour long Ruby retrospective. But the entire series has gone through ups and downs, and Rooster Teeth has since shut down in 2024 after Volume 9 aired a year earlier, but Viz Media has since acquired the rights to the Ruby IP, and many fans like myself are hopeful for the series' return with a potential Volume 10 on the horizon. Until then, Ruby is on hiatus, and all we have in the meantime is so many great fan projects, stuff like Evermorrow, which I worked on by the way, Silver, Dust Queen, Crow Wonder of Remnant, and Ruby VR.
Today, people, we are going to be talking about one of humanity's biggest fears.
Enough to keep us busy for the time being until Volume 10 comes. Ruby may not be a perfect show, and I know some people aren't happy with the direction the series took after Monty's passing, but it is definitely a survivor, and that is something that has to be admired. Keep moving forward. Anyways, the connection between Gameoverse and Monty Oum is a lot more impactful than it seems, and it's really, really inspirational, at least to me. And I can definitely see keep moving forward being a recurring theme in Gameoverse too. There's still a lot of potential for the show since I'm going off with just one episode for now, but I can't wait for it to officially get greenlit and we can get episode 2. Just reading that Tumblr post from Ross really inspired me, and I will leave a link in the description if you want to read it for yourself. To think all it took was a kindred spirit to encourage someone to keep pushing to get their show greenlit. We all need that kind of motivator in our lives. I really want to see Gameoverse through to the end, just as well as Ruby. Glitch Productions has made great strides for indie animation, and you can see how much it's inspired other artists to try their hand at it too. I've seen so many pilots pop up because of inspiration from Glitch, inside and outside, and I will certainly see more afterwards. And even I have my own ideas for an animated series that I want to make too, and I hope I can get it off the ground one day. Don't know how, don't know when, don't know where. Until then, I'm just a simple alien Yoshi trying to make my way in the universe, talking about video games and cartoons. My time will come. But we are living in a time where indie animation is making a huge impact in the industry, and it just goes to show that anyone can do it without relying on major corporations or TV networks who want to dictate everything. But yeah, if you're an artist, keep making art and keep creating. Like Ross said, you can honor Monty and make him proud by creating what you want. You never know who's gonna like what you make. You may inspire others too. And if you can, please support indie projects. We're all here to lift each other up and make our dreams come true. And I just want to say, thank you, Monty, for everything. Rest in power.
So that's what I choose to do. To keep moving forward.
This'll be the day we've waited for. This'll be the day we open up the door. I don't wanna hear absolution. Hope you're